Greetings, fellow invisible goats.
Tiki here.
Sorry.
Oh,
And
go
Jacob
ahead.
Wile.
And welcome to Tiki's Universe, the show where we react and respond and review a whole myriad of cartoons, mostly Steven Universe, which we'll be getting to later on tonight, but also Star versus the Force of Evil. And how you doing tonight, Jacob?
I realized you were going live. That's why I said that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
You can say the intro every once in a while. I don't mind.
All right.
Okay, so Jacob, a couple weeks ago, I can kind of hear an echo on my end, man.
Oh, is that better?
Maybe. Hello.
Because I don't hear any echo.
It's gonna get a little weird. Gonna get a little wild. All right, I think we fixed it. All right, sorry, folks. So Jacob, I still stand by Ludo in the Wild was definitely the most artistic episode of Star Wars Force of Evil we've had yet, and also the one with like the biggest plot revelations. This episode I really enjoy a lot. I think it's very rewatchable. I think it's honestly kind of like a return to form for Star Wars Force of Evil in a way. It's a really madcap episode. It takes basically a very, very simple premise of like, oh no, Star's stuck on a bike and she doesn't know how to brake. But it does like everything in the kitchen sink with that premise. And that's why I really like this episode. I really appreciate it. There's a couple cool plot developments. There's a couple cool like developments of Star's powers here and there that we'll get into. But overall, Jacob, what do you think of this?
Definitely improvement over Red Belt.
Yeah. I'm glad that people agreed with us with Red Belt because we got some positive feedback over that episode.
We did. I haven't checked the comments already.
Yeah, we got a couple people saying they enjoyed what we had to say, so it seems people agree that Red Belt wasn't the finest episode of the show.
Yeah. Well, but this episode, like, it's a major improvement over that, I would have to say.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not that the previous episode was terrible, but this is definitely a great start, like a return to like what made the previous episode so great, and kind of like stepping up from what season 1 was, kind of, and also reminiscent of like what season 2 has to offer.
Sure. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is my favorite of season 2 thus far.
Even above Ludo and.
Yeah, it's above Ludo in the Wild because, like I said, Ludo in the Wild is definitely the most. It's the biggest like twist at the end of an episode, and it's definitely like very artistic. But this just feels like classic Star, and that's why I like it so much.
Okay. Probably, maybe with season 2, I could probably see that. It's like a good season. It's like a good season 1 episode, but brought up by season 2 standards.
Yeah, totally. All right, so like you said,
it's no storming the castle or anything like that, but.
It's not trying to be, though. It's just trying to be a really fun story, really fun premise.
But it's just like simple premise with Star trying to do something that should be simple, but she overcomplicates it because of the way she thinks.
Marco's beard.
Exactly.
Okay. So
that's like one of the best examples of a mundane task gone totally wrong. And this one like definitely elevates and brings a few surprises to the table as well.
Oh yeah. So, so let's see. Marco's trying to teach Star how to ride a bike, which I find very endearing because I didn't learn how to ride a bike myself until I was like 10 years old, and I got teased about that.
But also the main reason is because he was tired of giving her a ride everywhere.
Right.
It goes out of kindness and kind of self-preservation.
And then we get the first hint about the giant goats, the giant invisible goats.
Invisible goats pull us everywhere. But what were those things that pulled the carriage in the first episode, though?
Probably giant invisible goats.
Well, they showed like giant horses or something like that. I don't know.
Well, maybe the giant invisible goats were like ahead of the horses and doing all the legwork.
Quite possible.
Okay, so so let's see. So Marco, he pulls the classic thing of like, oh, I'm not going to let go, Star. Oh, I'm letting go. Oh, and you're rocking it, Star. You're doing it all by yourself. But of course, Star freaks out.
And of course, she accuses him of lying and doesn't trust him because of that. Coming from the one who's like done all this crazy stuff. She doesn't trust him because he let go of a bike.
I hear ya. That is a minor nitpick I do have with the episode, but it doesn't really get away.
I mean, that works with Star and all. I mean, like that's totally something Star would do. But she does all this stuff, but doesn't trust somebody who lets go of a bike.
Okay, so we get this. Marco's overly confident. He's like, "Don't worry, Star. I taught you everything you need to know." Star's
Except
like,
how to brake.
and then she goes over this really big kind of San Francisco style hill. Like Marco's like, "You never wait, Star. All you have to do is brake. You never taught me." Goes over hill. How?
And just pedal backwards. He's like, pedal backwards. That doesn't even make sense. One of my old bikes actually used to be like that.
Yeah. I prefer the handle brakes myself, but I digress.
Personally, I do too, and you can even see the handle brakes on the bike. So,
right.
So I don't know.
Okay, so then Marco he runs quickly back to the house to talk to Star over the mirror phone, but then he comes out and who's parked in the driveway, Jacob? Your favorite character?
Oh yeah, Oscar.
For
some reason.
I kind of. What do you think? Do you like? I think Oscar is very funny here, especially because it's like he's obviously a slob, but at the same time he's trying to be a gentleman and he's trying to be like. I especially love the seatbelt thing. The seatbelt thing was what got me. Oscar like invites Marco into the car. You know, even though he's just kind of jamming in Marco's driveway for some reason. Everywhere is my studio, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't like. This is the only episode where I actually find him tolerable.
Okay. And then, so, like I said, Marco's, like, wanting him to chase downstairs, and it's like, seatbelt. I laughed at that. I laughed out loud at that, I've got to admit. And then, I love how the car's so messy that he picks up, like, oh, hey, it's Gene. Picks up a little gerbil. And, like, oh, double A, it's my keys. Okay. What do you think about the gag with the woman with the baby?
What happened was that again?
It's where it looks like a woman and a baby are about to get hit by Star, but actually it's just a painting of a woman and baby.
Oh yeah,
that was really good. A really good sight gag. Don't walk. The sign says don't walk. Okay, and then out pops Glosaryk, who, like I said, Jacob, I think he's slowly but surely stealing the whole series away from everyone else because every time he pops up, he is just so fucking amusing. It's not even funny.
And he's the reason why Oscar's tolerable in this
Totally. Pop quiz, Mr. Diaz. Where is Star and why do you have her wand?
Yeah. Taught her how to she explains the whole bike situation.
Yeah. But where are the giant invisible goats?
There are no invisible goats.
So, what's Glosaryk's solution to all this, Jacob? What is his brilliant plan? What does he do? What heroics does Glosaryk conjure up to help save the day?
An Italian meatball sub with nachos. Nachos for the extra crunch.
Oh God, I love this. Come on, you've got to admit, Glosaryk, especially when he conjures up like, oh, I just love the crunch. Yeah, you have to try.
I can kind of relate to him on that aspect because I put Doritos on my Italian subs. So
that's cool.
So I can kind of understand him wanting a crunch.
So it's like, so him and Oscar are kind of bonding. Glosaryk spots the keyboard. And they're driving through this car dealership, and then it's just revealed that all this is just because they're trying to teach Glosaryk how to play the keyboards instead of paying attention to the driving. Oh God!
And they even have an amusing rap song.
Yeah,
sampled from some of Marco's dialogue.
Trouble. Go ahead.
Now in my car, I am the boss, tracking down Star at any cost.
Okay, to avoid further copyright infringement, I'm going to end there.
Fair enough, but here's also a good visual to go along with that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Oh shit.
Yeah, they're also bonding over the meatball subs. Let's not
Jacob,
forget.
can you take this for like 5 minutes?
All right. Alrighty then. Sorry, folks.
Hello.
After Oscar after
Yeah. Hello.
the reason that the Glosaryk can't help is because of it's not a magic problem, so he conjures up the meatball sub. Star along the way, Star encounters many more problems along the way, including running into signs. He even avoids the problem by doing gymnastics and acrobatics through signs.
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I kind of flustered there.
No, I apologize. I kind of left you hanging. Anyways, go ahead.
After she does some pretty neat acrobatics through a sign,
Mm-hmm.
they continue their search, and she gets chased by a bunch of stray dogs.
Which I must say is quite terrifying. It's like, because it looks like the dogs are going to be behind a fence, but then you see the fence is just like there's nothing blocking the fence. Okay, so Oscar's finishing his rap. He doesn't have any more rhymes. Wiggly Fat Man, take the mic.
Oh God.
Okay, then here we have probably the coolest character development of the episode, where Star flies over the sinkhole and it looks like she's about to fall into it, but then she uses her wings to fly up and just make it.
Her very small fairy wings, butterfly wings that she got in puberty.
But I was very happy to see that pay off. I think that could be a cool thing that they could kind of start playing with over multiple seasons, like almost Dragon Ball Z style, kind of like the development of her wings. And, like maybe by, like, who knows, maybe by like season 5 of the show, we'll have her like in full, like full wings. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's interesting to track.
It doesn't seem like they had a lot of power over them, though.
No, but still, like I said, look how much traction she got from this versus like when she attempted to use them the first time, where her and Marco just got like a couple inches and then fell.
Like nope.
right. So there's some development there. That was definitely the highlight for me.
I'm guessing there might be some magic involved in there.
Like, definitely.
I'm guessing it's like also has like the whole dipping down thing.
Dip down.
Or I might be looking too much into this, which is most likely. Well, everyone on this channel does that, so who knows? Mm-hmm. So everyone has their chance to look into the things too much. So here's my chance. Because look at those wings; those are basically the same size and shape that we were when she first got them. Yet she wasn't able to do anything with them, and we haven't seen her practice at all. So maybe it has something to do with her being able to unlock her magic abilities, like she did in the first episode.
Could be. You could be onto something. Yeah, I hear you.
Or you could be looking too much into it.
No. I think you've got a good theory going on there. I honestly think it's a combination of both. I think like maybe through, the whole deep dive down or whatever it is.
Dip down.
Yeah, through that, I think it's kind of a mix of like through that and then using the wings to kind of like be a conduit for the dip down. Anyways. So.
Yep. And somehow the power of teamwork, Oscar, Margot, and Glosaryk fly over too. The magic of teamwork.
Oh God.
And their car.
Cuddle puddle. And then this was one of my favorite moments where they go over a ramp and then they like fly over this nuclear power plant. And I love Oscar's line here. Total eclipse. It makes no sense, but I just love his enthusiasm. I don't know.
This is when Margot tries to tell Star to pedal backwards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, pedaling backwards doesn't make sense. And she's on the whole thing. I don't trust you anymore, Marco. You lied to me.
Yeah. And then Glosaryk, he thinks it calls for magic, but
what happened? Then everything goes wrong. Of course it does.
Because he ate the meatball sub and his tummy hurts. Poor Glosaryk.
Yeah. And she gets distracted and doesn't listen because Oscar's there.
Oh God.
Like,
I just love the animation on Oscar, like the pointy teeth and like the anime eyes whenever Star sees him.
Yeah.
Oscar.
That was stupid. But she doesn't trust him, and she doesn't trust Marco anymore because he lied to her about letting go.
Yeah.
That it's actually kind of important that he let go because it's trying to show that she can do things herself.
Okay, let's see. So
I think that's something that may be touched on later. Like, yeah,
could be.
and that's especially something that's also brought up in the next episode, kind of.
So the finale of the episode here is Marco actually riding an invisible goat through the power of imagination and just believing in magic. Yay!
Yep.
Oh,
and
God.
thus creates very strange visual scene of Marco flying through the sea
right.
on a giant invisible goat.
You see, it's things like this that make me love the show. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Other shows have invisible horses or invisible dogs. No, this has an invisible goat.
A giant invisible goat, mind you.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see. So Star finally learns how to break. We get the touchy moment, like Marco, she doesn't need the wand. All I need is you believing in me. And so Marco lets go. She finally breaks. And then let's see, Glosaryk and Oscar are coming back. Like, what do you think of Mysterious Soundgrams as a band name? Well, does it fit the style of music we want to play? So again, Glosaryk and Oscar are an awesome pair, and I hope we see more of the two of them together.
Like, it took Glosaryk to make Oscar tolerable.
Okay, so
and then the episode ends with a heartwarming scene as they're blocking traffic.
Yeah, Star invites Oscar to take a ride with her back home, and
on
then
Marco's bike, by the way.
And then I love how Oscar is like, oh, right on, hop on, Glosaryk. Like, they've developed a rapport with each other,
A bromance.
And then and then Marco's gonna take the goat, but he falls and
the goat left a long time ago.
Oh, Marco, the goat left long ago. Ho 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 ho. And then you're right. The episode ends with the traffic held up, and that is the episode. All right, Jacob, final thoughts.
Definitely a very well made, very good episode. Has a lot of comedic highlights. Like, they find through some impossible miracle they made Oscar tolerable. Somehow. I'm exaggerating a lot of that, right?
Oh yeah.
Some impossible miracle they made him tolerable, and it took Glosaryk to do that.
Well, Glosaryk, man, like I said, I think Glosaryk is stealing the show. I want to see more of him. He's quickly becoming my favorite character.
Pair him with any character, and it instantly makes them
basically.
His awesomeness rubs off on them.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. Jeffrey Tambor is Glosaryk. It's like, I love the animation. I love the character design. I love the voice. It's an awesome combination for that character.
Brave the signs.
All right.
Yep.
So I guess that's about it. We will be going on.
This is definitely an early highlight of season 2. One of the early highlights of season 2.
Definitely. Okay, so we will be coming back very soon to give you the next episode that came out this week, and then we will be back to our regular schedule, doing recaps of the episodes, hopefully the night of the day that they air. So, in the meantime, folks,
the night of the day they air.
Well, because they air at like 11 in the morning, right?
I know. I just didn't realize how you said that.
I know. I was like, wait, they don't air at night; they air in the daytime. So, okay, so folks, in the meantime, stay tuned where we'll get a little weird and a little wild yet again in Tiki's universe.
Bye.
Total Eclipse.